The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw on 2nd down, Porter. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they got it to the 28-yard line. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Eagles.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Porter. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Porter. His throw caught at about the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Pick up at 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Kansas City.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
The score, Chiefs 21, Eagles 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Watch the twitch.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Incomplete.
Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
3rd down and 11.
Rolling to his right. He'll let one go deep for Howard. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. Porter. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Montez Sweat coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's the Chiefs punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Off play action. Porter. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From the gun, Porter. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
3rd down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. They lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now the Chiefs bring on their field goal unit. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run that.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
And a 1st down, Chiefs.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 28-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Kenneth Murray bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Porter. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Chiefs, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.